The PlayStation Store is running a great flash sale right now, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 10 best deals available as a part of that sale. We've got a lot of games to go over, so let's get right into this. First up is without a doubt the deal that's being talked about the most out of this sale, and that's Bloodborne for $6.99. Alternatively, you can pick up Bloodborne the Complete Edition for $12.24. I would recommend the Complete Edition as you get some DLC content and it's very good. But the base game for $7 is also an incredible deal. Now, Bloodborne was available as a PlayStation Plus title a few months ago, so I'm sure a lot of you got it that way. However, for those of you that didn't get the game back in March, now you can get it for such a great price, and Bloodborne is, of course, a phenomenal game. Developed by From Software, it's in that Souls vein, but it's also its own unique IP with an awesome setting, a great atmosphere, and incredible visuals. Bloodborne was seen by many to be the first truly amazing PlayStation 4 exclusive, and now at this price, $12.24 for the Complete Edition, or $6.99 for the base game, it is a bargain. Next up, we've got Final Fantasy 15, the Royal Edition for $19.99. I do believe this is a new low for Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. I think it typically goes for around $24.99 or $29.99. Now at $19.99, this is an awesome deal. And yes, this isn't the complete Final Fantasy 15 experience. We're still waiting on a batch of downloadable content that is set to come in 2019. However, this is the version of the game that really should have been released at launch. And now that you're getting it for $20, I can really recommend it. So what does the Royal Edition have? Well, it has the base FF15 game. It has all of the Season Pass content. Now, that is the Season Pass content from Season 1. The upcoming DLC content, that will not be included, but you do get the original set, and that content is pretty good, and it fleshes out the other three main party characters outside of Noctis. On top of that, you do have the Royal Edition upgrade with a lot of new content, around 4 to 6 hours of content, so that is pretty sizable, and now at $20, I would highly recommend this to not only JRPG fans. If you just want a quality open world action game, this is a pretty good one to check out. Let's stay on the JRPG topic, and I want to recommend you guys Valkyria Chronicles Remastered for $11.99. Valkyria Chronicles is a game that I always go to bat for, and now that we are coming up on the release of Valkyria Chronicles 4, it is a fantastic time to check out Valkyria Chronicles, which is an awesome strategy RPG with a great story that's told in a very unique way through a storybook. It's got a great watercolor art style, and the gameplay is awesome too. It's a little difficult at times, but very rewarding at the same time. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered for $11.99 is a great deal, so definitely check it out if you're into JRPGs or just a quality strategy RPG, because it'll have you covered. Next up, we have Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition for $5.99. Now, what's funny about this is I think Square Enix quietly increased the price of this game on sale. If I remember correctly, this was going on sale for $4.49. Now it's going on sale for $5.99. I might be wrong about that, but I keep up with these deals pretty regularly, so that's a little funny. Maybe they realized with $4.49 they were undercutting themselves a little bit, and they probably were, because $6 for Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition is still a phenomenal deal. This game was released all the way back in 2012 on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Unfortunately, it didn't do all too well commercially to warrant another game, and that is a shame because the first game was so good. A lot of people will say it's Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong, and it is absolutely not that. It has more emphasis on its hand-to-hand combat, a grittier story, and yes, it is an open world, but it's far more contained than, say, Grand Theft Auto 5. Just know that Sleeping Dogs is a great game. The Definitive Edition makes it even better. You got a lot of additional content in there as well, and for $5.99, definitely pick it up.
Whatever it takes, you remember that?
Those of you looking for a great horror game, Outlast 2 is discounted to $8.99. Outlast has become one of the most iconic horror games in recent memory, and Outlast 2 just built upon the successes of the first game. This is one of those games that really has that embodiment of horror. It is a scary game, it is a gruesome game at times, it's a grotesque game, but that's what a horror game should be, and that's what you're getting out of Outlast 2. Would not recommend it for the faint of heart, but at just $8.99, I think this is a great price to check out Outlast 2 for. I would also recommend you to check out the first game. That was very good as well, but I imagine most of you guys have played that. I do believe that was a plus game in the past, so Outlast 2, $8.99, pretty good pickup.
So be careful, little hands, what you do. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. Oh, be careful, little mouth, what you say. There's a father up above, and he's looking down in love. So be careful, little mouth.
Next up, we have Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition Demon Hunter Bundle for $8.99. It's Devil May Cry 4 Remastered on the PlayStation 4, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed DMC4. And out of all of the Devil May Cry games to go back and play, I do think DMC4 is the one that's the easiest. DMC1 and DMC3 are probably better games, but they haven't aged all too well, and I think if you're just trying to get into Devil May Cry, DMC4 still holds up pretty well. There is some aging in this game as well. It is over 10 years old at this point. However, if you're really liking the look of Devil May Cry 5, Devil May Cry 4 does center around Nero as well. Dante is in the game, but Nero is definitely the focal character, so you can see him in DMC4, and it's a pretty good action game. $8.99, not a bad pickup at all. Next up, we've got Lords of the Fallen for $3.99. Alternatively, Lords of the Fallen Complete Edition is available for $5.99. So another Souls-like game is seeing a deep discount, and Lords of the Fallen, most people would agree, isn't quite as good as Souls, but it's a pretty good experience in its own right. It definitely has some fun to be had. It's a challenging and rewarding experience, and now that it's available for $3.99, I definitely would pick it up. Now, if you're not a fan of Souls, don't get Lords of the Fallen. Stay away from it because it is a lesser quality of that. It does have its own unique spin, but at the core of it all, this is a Souls-like experience, and for $3.99, I would say it's a very good pickup.
A Rogar lord that was once known for his preoccupation with the physical form, and his shield being no less than a weaponry master. That's most peculiar, as I would never have suspected Rogar to care for it. No wonder he had the most dedicated followers in all the battles he commanded.
Next up, we have a fantastic platformer in Rayman Legends for $9.99. This was the follow-up to Rayman Origins, which was a very well-received game, and Rayman Legends is an even better game, and that says a lot because I thought Origins was absolutely incredible, but Legends takes it to another level. You've got a fantastic art style, and as far as game design and a platformer goes, it doesn't get much better than Rayman Legends. This is one of the best designed games that you're gonna come across. Ubisoft did a wonderful job with this, and the only thing you can say about it as a negative is maybe as a platformer, $60 is too steep of a price point, but guess what, now it's available for $9.99, so that issue has been completely remedied. Make sure to give it a look. It is a great platformer. Next up, we've got South Park The Fractured But Whole for $19.79. South Park The Fractured But Whole, surprisingly to me, wasn't as well received as I thought it would have been. I thought it was a very good game. I thought it followed up from the Stick of Truth well, and was it as good as Stick of Truth? Probably not. I don't think that novelty of it being a great South Park game shocking people was really there, and I think people were going into it expecting an awesome game, so it didn't have that shock factor that the Stick of Truth had. However, it's still a very good game. You've got that superhero thematic going on for it, and now that it's not at its full price of $60, rather a third of that at $19.79. If you're a fan of South Park, if you were a fan of the Stick of Truth, if you want a humorous RPG, The Fractured But Whole is definitely that, and this is a great price for it.
Super Craig is gay. Tiamat. Until next time. Do the fuck? Oh! Are you shitting me? Fast pace.
And going from a humorous game to a very serious game, lastly, we have Zero Escape the Nonary games for $19.99. I always try to go to bat for these visual novel story-driven games because they just don't get enough love in gaming. I always go to bat for Danganronpa, and Zero Escape is another fantastic series. This collection includes 999 and Virtue's Last Reward, two awesome story-driven thrillers with a lot of mystery. You just give these games a half an hour to an hour and you'll be absolutely hooked, and you'll probably complete the game in one sitting. Alright, maybe not that quickly, but you get the idea. As far as captivation goes, Zero Escape does it better than a lot of other games, and $19.99 is still a little bit steep of a price point given the style of games that these are. These aren't the games that you see us sinking a lot of time into, or these big budget experiences. And being $20 on sale, yes, it's expensive, but I'm telling you, for the story that you're getting out of these titles, it is absolutely worth it. These are great games that need more love.
I'm plenty friendly.
Hold on a minute. That is the truth.
How can I forget?
Then how do I kick it
What
off?
makes you so sure?
Hello.
So that's gonna conclude this video. Those are the 10 best deals as a part of the PlayStation Store's flash sale that's going on right now. A ton of other fantastic deals available too, so make sure to check out the entirety of the sale, but these were some of the best deals available right now. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.